Okay, so this energy here is one of soul retrieval, and it does mean somebody that's become spiritual or they're in the spiritual energy. So a lot of times when we go up against a person, they may be looking at our physical being, or they may be making like worldly considerations, worldly calculations about how they're going to take us down or how they're going to engage with us, even if it's not an adversarial, oppositional force, even if they just want to be our friend or get around our energy. They may be looking at us physically, but this is like they need to see us spiritually. And again, this is soul retrieval. This is the sun and the moon. The high priestess is really the moon. A lot of times the moon card refers to Pisces or refers to the dark night of the soul. And then when you have the high priestess and the world card, that talks about a worldly person. So this may be somebody that lives at a distance or speaks multiple languages. And then when you have the high priestess and the emperor, it can be a female leader or somebody leading from behind the scenes. So this is us becoming aware of somebody else, awakening to the fact that they handled this incorrectly. That's what all these cards together mean. La Papessa, El Sole, La Imperatrice, well, L'Imperatore, El Mondo. So this is the world, basically the universe, the sun, the emperor, the high priestess. It means that they realize that they work with us the wrong way. And I'm getting the energy, but I'm not seeing that. So this would suggest to me that we were handled incorrectly, or basically the other person now sees who we are, or actually, technically, we're coming to awareness that this other this opposing force, whatever it is, person, place, or thing, environment, surrounding, location, energy, entity, ideology, all the same, whatever, what have you, so on and so forth. They're recognizing like, oh, they're rising up to truth and clarity. They can see things as they are. Finally, it did take some time. There's always a cycle with um, the universe, il mundo, the world, because the way it starts is that it's the magician or the fool. It's an empty cup. It's a fleeting idea. You gotta come to the table and you gotta work out a plan, read a syllabus. Does that make sense? And then you gotta kind of follow the prescription. You gotta go on the course, if that makes sense. And then once that happens, then you have the empty cup, which is the full. Then you get to the full cup, which is the world card. So let's continue on here. There is an expansion. They might even get divine clearance in some kind of way, shape, form, or another. Okay, it's not a collective energy. Yeah, so all the universe is here. So we have Alibaba here, Sky Father, Sky Daddy, um, Papa Bandillo. Okay, and it's about chosen children. So um, the chosen, Six of Cups with the Sun, or Six of Cups with the Hangman, or Six of Cups with the Three of Wands. It's talking about chosen children. Um, so this automatically came up with the solution here, because now we understand our power and we're skilled and masterful in how we get things down. So this is coming through, pulling through, standing on business more than coming through, pulling through. The Chariot's not out here, but we have a little bit of the Magician here. It's called the Magus. So this is somebody that does magic, that turns ideas into materiality and manifestation here. With the Three of Wands and the Six of Cups, it would talk about some kind of healing, maybe even a reconciliation, but also that somebody can find is finally realizing how to approach us, how to come towards us, how to come at us. Before, it probably would have been maladaptive, idiosyncratic, perfunctory, all the same. I'm hearing misguided and misnomers. So there was it was a futile endeavor. I was just in the spiritual realm speaking across the plane, talking about, it's foolish to water dead flowers and futile to water fake flowers. So, the Three of Wands is kind of like when you've been watering something for a while, Two of Wands or Two of Cups, and then finally start to see growth. Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles would tell you like, oh, there's a couple of different things you need to do. Maybe you have the wrong soil. Maybe you don't have the right nutrients. Three of Cups means, hey, that one little facet is blessed. Okay, so because this was an enemy, unfortunately, when a queen or a pentacle, I mean, excuse me, when a queen or a prince, a knight or a queen, or 579 come out, or 3579 and the swords come out, it does mean that there's an opposing force here. So we have a Queen of Wands. So that's the person that is the enemy. We're needing to defend ourselves from this person. And we either needed to make changes, leaving them out in the cold, or we got stripped of something, but that would have been in the past, although this is a future energy where this Five of Pentacles is coming. That's what they're trying to do. They're on a path because they want to take something from us. They are in a competition with us for some kind of reason. They need to be seen as bigger, brighter, better. They need attention, affirmation, affection, adoration, appreciation even. Because there's a mitigating energy here. The magician mitigates the Five of Pentacles. If you're able to find some practice, if you're able to figure out how to navigate around a resource, if you understand how to show up and remain present, then we can work through that energy. And if the other side is under this knowledge that they would be trying to strip us of something, leave us out in the cold, even bind us in some way, because we're the real deal and they may be some kind of, I'm not getting imposter energy, but I'm getting like flippant, flagrant, flamboyant, not even frivolous, but more about like dramatic. With the sun out here, it would be the case. Whenever you have the sun and the moon, it does talk about melodrama. Okay, but again, they may have tried to bond us, but we bind us down in some kind of way, but we made it through very easily and effortlessly. Because Real the Real Jill Genuine article, whenever the King or Queen of Cups is out, it does talk about authentic, genuine, sincere. And see, the King or Queen of Cups is the one who's supposed to be in that spot, especially if it's not about a performance, but it's about the virtue or like if you have to select through a large group of people, the King or Queen of Cups is always the one supposed to be in that spot unless there's a war or a competition. Does that make sense? So not every selection process is a competition. Even when you're interviewing for jobs, you may have to beat out other candidates, but it's really not supposed to be a competition. That's like acting or stage performance or the battleground. That's more of a competition. Because most of life is a meritocracy. It's supposed to be. That's how the universe works. So we have the solution already, but let's check some energy here because I'm getting that there's somebody's in their head, like they felt slighted or they felt unseen or they felt misunderstood, or really what it was is that we have an authentic, genuine, sincere energy and we're very clear on what we want to give to, and we're actually wanting to move on, move forward, and wanting to navigate through smooth waters, clear waters, easy and calm waters. And this other person, they're hot, they're flamboyant, they're boisterous, they're a little bit brass, bold, blazing. I'm even hearing the word bully, berate, belittle, but it's not negative. It's just that that's their style. So, I mean, as a clinician, I would call this gestalt, which is great. It's wonderful to confront, to be a little bit of a devil's advocate. You know, I dislike that word, but to be a little bit more of what's called a jovial trickster energy. We do have the magician here because there's sinister trickster and there's jovial trickster. So the sinister trickster is sinister, evil, and wicked. They want to distract you from your path, eventually getting you to turn off the path. A jovial trickster is like Lord Ganesha or Vodun et Papalegba, you know. They want to not really oppose, but to give you some adverse findings so that you make a more informed decision. So with this, we were kind of, let's say, tempted. We were given something that wasn't our kind of thing. Yeah, okay, you made an offer. Yeah, it was a great offer, but it wasn't the offer I was looking for. Um, I knew somebody once upon a time that really wanted a car, and they were given a car, but they wanted this one brand of car, and they received another brand of car. So it was like, you want me to be all excited and grateful that you gave me this gift, and okay, it's a kind gesture. It's lovely that you want to offer your support. That's wonderful. However, this isn't what I wanted, probably not even what I needed. I'm already operating it with the vehicle. If I were to make a change, it would be the right change. You're navigating me somewhere that I actually don't want to go, that I'm not called to. And so we made a choice for ourselves. We wanted to move forward in a way which upset this other person. They felt this upset this other energy. It's a person. We have a queen here. It's a person. This queen is needing us to choose them, and it's confirmed already. They want us to open up our mind to something that we find very boring, very lukewarm, very tepid, very placid. We are underwhelmed, unconcerned, unbothered, uninterested, unamused by whatever it is that they're offering. It's a rejection flat out. We've moved on from it already, and they're feeling some kind of way, slighted at the very least, because they think they have this whole everything to give us. And yeah, they do. Here's the thing. It's already served its purpose. The situation's already kind of wrapped itself up, and they're feeling left out, and we're feeling like, listen, we exist in the same space, the same community, the same timeline. We're still operating on the same plane. You move however you move, sweetie, honey, darling child. I just happen to have already moved out of your way, and you're feeling some kind of way about that. That's not my fault. That's not my problem. So you're not going to harsh my melody. You're not going to give me grief. And they don't, they have their mind hasn't. Mhm. Yeah. So they do things a certain way, and that way don't work for us. Hmm. Yeah, the disparate, casa disparate here. So they're gonna curse themselves, Five of Wands, Ten of Swords. They're gonna curse themselves because this is the bottom basic Bichiku energy, Benteha energy, the bottom basic Benteha energy, they're maricon, they're excuse me. Uh, they ain't the business because when you give freely, and once you're giving, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the other person is taking. You're giving because how you feel to give. So if you give with the condition that that person accepts, that's not unconditional love. That's not unconditional giving. Does that make sense? Once you give, there shouldn't be parameter unless it's tithing with appropriation. You can earmark funds that you give in charity for a social purpose, like for a good. Like you may give an organization that does a couple different things, and you may say, hey, this is for project development, or this is for recruitment, or this is for this CEO that you want to hire, this is so that you can hire 10 extra people. That's fine. But if you're giving because it's how somebody reacts or what somebody does, or what you get back from them, that's conditional, that's transactional. That's a transaction. It's not a gift. So they offer their whatever, and we decline, maybe energetically, maybe outright, maybe verbally, whatever, what have you. They're feeling some kind of way about it. And you know what? It's not our problem, not our problem. We don't care. So this Ten of Swords came out in reverse. I don't do reversals, but I'm mentioning it. Yeah, baby. I like it like that. I like it like that. I'm hearing that. I got so. Yeah, you do, Queen of Wands. It's very clear. You got a whole lot and then some, and I still ain't interested. That's what's up. Okay. And you want to feel some kind of way about it, you can take it to your mama. Hope she's still here with us because you know where to go. If not, get gone all the same. Goodbye. Um, we don't need to be that boom, da, there you go. But see, we have a double king, and all they got is a queen, one little queen. So, you know what's up, you know. And they're looking at us like a child or innocent or whatever or what have you. So they also might be dishonoring, diluting, dismissing, disowning, overriding, bypassing our choice, our decision, thinking that we're making an uninformed choice or uninformed decision. No, 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 no. I could agree with that, but the energy is supported differently. Yes, okay, Page of Wands, Page of Swords. We may be learning, but not when the Lovers card comes out, because that would mean that we have our Venus in um, Gemini, or we are a Sag rising, or to a lesser degree, we had a delayed message from a group that we belong to. Lovers card. It can talk about community, partnerships, unions. It can talk about a delayed message of love. This person may really like us and we don't really care, and that's got to be fine. But they've been bound down, restricted. They've come into some rule, regulation, restriction. Boundaries all the same. And see, again, the devil, the second time we get a six, we've already moved on, moved through the situation. We don't care. We're going to remain unbothered. Yeah, I'm hearing that. Yeah, baby, I like it like that. I like. No, they think they got what we need, and probably they do. And they think that they're well educated or well versed, and they probably are. I wouldn't disagree. They have done the work, but here's the situation. They are perfect. They are perfect for whatever it is that we're working on. But here's the deal. They haven't been able to tap into our heart. So we're cups. It's about a feeling, it's about a vibe, it's about a connection. They haven't successfully engendered that. You can't come at me with a bunch of facts when I'm not looking for the facts. If you're trying to sell me on features and not benefits, you don't even know what my needs are. And when I said no, you haven't used this gentle curiosity, examination, investigation. It's this bold, brazen, belittling, bemoaning, berating, bullying. And it might not be outright overt, but that's, again, we're cups, we're picking that up. So there's that lovers again. Again, we have another Five of Pentacles and Lovers card. So they're being rejected. It's not just a rejected, they're being cast out. They're not allowed in. We don't want them, period. That's a problem for them. Because they're like, but this, but that. Yes, and the sky is blue and the Pope is Catholic, the grass is green and water is wet and the day ends in Y. So on and so what have you. I don't care. I've made my decision, I've executed my judgment, and that's what's up. So it's a futile endeavor. Again, another seven. So we're getting the same cards. We got the Six of Swords twice, the Seven of Swords twice, the Lovers card twice, and the Five of Pentacles twice. So this is a new adversary. Fool card and the Queen of Wands. They're feeling like they need to get in somehow. They want to get in somehow. Excuse me. They're needing to get in somehow. Excuse my language. Feeling would be Page of Wands with this Two of Wands, but it's the Queen of Wands with this Two of Wands, which means they need. Queens are your needs, pages are your feelings. So they're needing to get in somehow. They think we're childlike, Six of Cups with this Page of Swords. Yes, we do have a youthful nature, or we might be new on the scene, but we're supported. This Princess of Swords, Page of Swords, Infanta de Espada, she's supported by a pair of kings, King of Cups and King of Pentacles. So it doesn't matter how educated they are, we're just as educated. Doesn't matter how evolved they are, we're just as evolved. Doesn't matter how mature they are, we're just as mature. We might be differently mature, differently evolved, differently educated, but in terms of vibration or in terms of quantifiable, it's the same. I think there's a qualitative difference, and they're unable to realize that because they're in their ego. Like I said, they need some attention, affirmation, adoration, affection, appreciation. They're not going to get it. Active Riki Diki Sneaky Tweaky with the Seven of Swords, sideways, sneaky, seditious, trifling, treacherous, treasonous, whatever, what have you, don't care, don't matter. It's a no. Nine of Swords, double nine. So they're getting iced out for sure, with this double nine. Because they didn't come at us the way that we wanted, so they didn't get chosen, and that's what's up. We made a judgment, and they're probably feeling judged as inadequate. It's not that they're inadequate. Sometimes we don't need to make a moral judgment. You're wrong, you're bad, you're effed up, you're messed up. Sometimes it's just like, that doesn't work for me. That's a value judgment versus you're wrong, you're bad, you're other, boo, hoo, 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 rakaka, rukuku. It's not always that. Sometimes it's like, hey, I see you and that doesn't work for me. And you go be you and I'm going to do me over here. Move how you move. I'm just going to move out your way, baby. Peace on, peace, peace be upon you, peace be with you. Bye-bye. They don't like that. They don't care. All right. So that's what we call a foolish endeavor, a futile endeavor, a fruitless endeavor. And don't be surprised when you get nothing. Okay, that's what that is. This is what that looks like. This is what it's going to be at the end of the day. Somebody's having a hard time accepting that. All right, dear. So now we have this Il Torre, the tower. Yeah, so then they're going to choose to become more aggressive. They're going to double down. That never works. Not with the King of Cups, Queen of Cups. That doesn't work. Because then, boom, dada, second time we get the Eight of Swords. So they're going to run and smack dab into some boundaries. And you know, there's a sneaky deaky tweaky thing with the Seven of Swords here. So you can see with the directional energy, they'll be leaving one thing, walking into boundaries. So they try it, they F around, Tower card, and then they find out Eight of Swords. They can't move. They have no movement, and they're left alone. They're going to need to get to the depths of their soul and deal with a bunch of no's and a bunch of offs and a bunch of blocks before they can get back to this love, connection, union. Okay. They may be the cream of the crop, but so are we. The thing about alphas is that there's different areas for different alphas. So in the ocean, the alpha is the shark. On the savannah, the alpha is the lion. In the jungle, the alpha is the tiger. You hear what I'm saying? In the sky, the alpha is the eagle. Okay. So you coming over to my space where I'm already sitting on the throne, trying to be on the throne. That's a no. That's a no. Go do you. Be over there. You can rule over there. I'm over here. I have my own little over here. This is what this is saying to me. And it's kind of how the timeline wanted to work that out. And it's this, things are going to turn on them. There's no way around it. The tables are going to turn. And you feel like we keep hitting walls here. It's so that's what they're going to run into. They're going to run into a wall, a blocksticle, not an obstacle, a blocksticle. Oh, so, oh, baby, you got it bad. This is the mediation remuneration of the situation. They need to realize that they've already gone too far. There's an awakening that they need. And unfortunately, they need to have their own inner awakening with the hermit. And I mean, unless they're crowned to Muruganjan, uh, Mr. Ogun, unless they're crowned to, a god, it's a no. This would mean that they need to have their own inner awakening, and that's a period point blank in the story. And that's not where they at right now. They're on some other ish. Sucks to be you, boo. I'm gonna leave that to you though. We looked at the solution before we looked at the problem, so why don't we go look at that problem right quick? What the love-hate situation is, what this demon energy is all about. They need to have an awakening. It's the same thing. and it already happened. We've already made a call. They were informed of our executive decision with Rey Dispare, the King of Swords. We already made our executive decision. Il Justizio, the here it's called the Aeon. It's the 20th key, Judgment. And La Stella, the Star. We've already made our decision. We've rendered our judgment. And I'm just gonna say it because they're messing with us, effing with us. Somebody here, first of all, may have their sun in Aquarius, Mars in Aquarius. They may be a Taurus rising. They may be an Aquarius rising. Also, somebody might have their Mercury in Aquarius. Somebody has a lot of energy on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces. Also, somebody has their Jupiter or Saturn in Aquarius here. And then, yeah, so they're entitled. This person's entitled. Queen of Wands, Nine of Wands, they're entitled. And they're acting rash or hasty in some kind of way. They're doing a poor job at masking their anger. Their energy is, there's leakage here. Their mask is leaking, is slipping. And I said facade or phony or fictitious before. Whether that's true or not is what I'm picking up. And I can see here it's not a fake whatever. Because it might be professional. Like with the King and Queen of Pentacles, oftentimes it's about a duty and obligation, a professionality. Yeah, personality and professionality. So, especially with the swords here, but we had a King and Queen of Pentacles. So that could talk about your job, your duty, your role, where you make that money, that cash, that dollar bills, that dough, you know. And then here with the hierarchy, authority here with the Il Justizio, the judgment, with the judgment card, it's authority, especially managing authority. We'll talk about any king with the corresponding knight. So we have a Knight of Swords and a King of Swords with the hierarchy here, the judgment. So it's a top-down decision, an executive decision. Unfortunately, we're more exalted. The universe likes us a lot more. It's always the case with the star card. Wherever the star or the empress lands, that person has more favor. The empress would talk about like their education or their refinement of skills and talents and abilities, their gifts. And the star card would talk about the perception, how they're seen. Okay. So this is a pendeja mentirosa. This is not, maybe not mentirosa, maricona. This is a person who's, they're not basic, but they're acting like it. They have an education here. They're trained to be where they're at. They earn their spot. But there's always more than one professional out in the field, unless you're the king or queen, like the empress, unless you're the ruler. Does that make sense? So just because a person's a big famous movie director or a big la-di-da, whoop-de-woo, whatever, doesn't mean there's not another one out there, maybe 100 miles, 1,000 miles away. Just because you're the top 1% doesn't mean that there's not other people that are in the top 0.1%. You hear what I'm saying? This does have to deal with work, duties, obligations. Yeah, so somebody was going to try to repress us. They tried initially with that love, affection, adoration. They tried to gain they tried to get us to like them. It didn't work. So then they doubled down a little bit more aggressively. It didn't work. And the thing about it is we are protected by the Chariot. So it doesn't matter what kind of moves they make. We're already out of their energy, or their energy is not going to affect us. I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say, it bounces off of me and goes back to you. So yeah, we're Teflon. It's not going to work. Imperatrice, what did I say? What did I say? I love my job. The Seven of Swords came back, and here's La Papa, the Hierophant. So it is about duties and obligations, period, point blank. We're sitting pretty. So are they. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. They're fine as they are. We just didn't choose them, and they don't like that. So we're going to go back to the problem energy. I preserved it. We were supposed to go to this energy first. I mean, the solution energy. I preserved it. Somebody here is hiding entitlement. They really want us to like them or choose them. It's not going to happen because of how they came at us. You don't act like the King of Swords when you're dealing with the Queen of Cups. Unless the Queen of Cups has asked you to protect them, you do not act like the King of Swords, period. That will get you lost because the Queen of Swords goes off connection, she goes off unconditional love, she goes off of genuineness, sincerity, appreciate, like they go off of the feelings. And this person is coming with all these facts and figures. Okay, there's a style to sell everybody. And the thing about selling a person or influencing their decision is that you need to know their value proposition. The purpose of a sales presentation is to ensure that the target, the subject, is making an informed decision. How do you get to that space? How do you cross that bridge, cross that chasm? You need to understand their value criteria and their decision-making criteria, okay? So this person came at us with the script already, and that script wouldn't work on our type, which meant we're just not our target customers. Like when I go to Costco, they try to sell me direct TV. I don't watch TV. If it's on Amazon Prime or Sundance, it's not going to happen. I don't, you know what I mean? I'll put on TV at night, I fall asleep. I always have to spend 15 minutes the next day catching up on that one little episode a week that I was trying to watch because I fell asleep to it. You know what I mean? You think I'm going to pay 60, 70, $80 a month for cable when I'm not using it? I might get stars if I have a guest visiting during the summer or my family comes to town or whatever, but I'm not going to put out for TV, for instance. So it's like, I'm not your target market. You keep selling me your thing and I don't want it. And I'm just telling you, no, thank you, no, thank you. And you're starting to wage war and throw insults at me because I don't want what you're selling. But I'm not your target market. I don't watch TV. You hear what I'm saying? Go find somebody out there that spends all day watching TV. There's plenty of those people. I don't know who they are, but go find them. I'm not your target market. You're trying to invite me to try out for the soccer team. Okay, well, I don't play soccer. I'm sorry. I'm a runner. I'm a gymnast. I'm a belly dancer. I don't play soccer. I don't know what to tell you. There's plenty of people out there that play soccer. Go find your, and now you're yelling and throwing insults at me because I don't want to try out for your soccer team. I'm sorry. You know, you're trying to sell me this car. Well, I run everywhere and I cycle. I literally get on my bike and go. So the only time I need a car is when I'm going out of town, camping for the weekend. I can rent a car for $80. I don't need to spend $400 a month on a car note. You go find somebody that's looking for a motor vehicle. I'm not your target market. That's kind of how the situation is going. So it's a little bit more nuanced than that because they are selling what we're looking for, but we don't have that kind of rapport with them. So let's say you're trying to buy a house and you're Pakistani. Well, you need somebody that speaks Farsi or Arabic or Urdu. You don't need somebody that speaks French or Russian. So you might not choose that real estate agent because they don't speak your cultural language. Does that make sense? It's like if I'm Egyptian, I need somebody that speaks, Aramaic, that speaks Arabic. Does that make sense? I don't need somebody that speaks French or Urdu. You hear what I'm saying? So it's like we're not even speaking the same language, even if we are doing the same thing. That's what this is giving. So let's just visit that solution right quick, because I don't want to leave anything out. When you say that you love me, but you really don't. Okay, so them are they needed some kind of awakening. We're good. We're golden. We're supreme. We're protected as well. We're golden eggs. So this person probably wants to mine this golden egg. They need to go into the depths of their soul, find some soul's wisdom, because they need more awakenings. They need to learn how to see themselves. And they're of an opposing mind. So we had to say, no, this is not a decision that we want to make for ourselves. And see, a difference between a decision and a choice. With a choice, you can come back the next day and make a different choice. With a decision, once you make that decision, it might close something off. You might not be able to circle back around, circle the block and change your mind. That's the difference between a decision and a choice. So we had to make a decision. Decision, cessare, Latin, it means to cut. Die, to break into two. So we had to go on a different path, and they didn't like it. Their tower came falling down. Now, I honestly think they had this, I'm getting the energy of they had a meticulously crafted narrative and that it didn't work on us. The tables turned on them. My money, my car, you can have it all, and and candy. And I want, girl, I really adore you. Yeah, so the thing about the Queen of Wands is they need affection, adoration, praise. Um, the Queen of Wands needs to be worshipped. The Queen of Cups needs to be cherished and adored, needs to be beloved. They need to feel treasured. Not the same with the Queen of Wands. They need to be worshipped like a celebrity. You need to treat the Queen of Cups like a soulmate. You just use the Justice. Okay, so this is I can see your ego. Okay, so since we're so calm, cool, peaceful, and collected, their little didn't work. Okay, so they had some kind of agenda. It wasn't gonna work. Yeah, so we made a decision. We moved on in some kind of way. Yeah, this is Negrita. Okay, They were gonna bind us down. They were gonna bind us down. We found something better than whatever they were gonna offer us. We found something better. So this would have been an obstacle, an obscurement. They didn't want us to see something, or we saw something that they didn't incorporate into the plan, into their narrative, into the proposition. They got a lot to learn, this person. You see, they kept coming up as the Queen of Pentacles, which means they're an adept, but the King of Pentacles is a master. The Knight of Pentacles is an initiate. The Page of Pentacles is a novice or a neophyte. So again, the cards keep saying in every single deck that the table's turned on them. Because we got God and they got ego. That's the devil, by the way. It hasn't straight up called them a devil, but I mean, with that entitlement mess, that's the devil does that crap. Yeah, so they got left out. This is the Five of Pentacles. They got left out. And that was we keep getting the same cards. Five of Pentacles and the Judgment card. We got those cards down here as well. Yeah, so they're either embarrassed or unwilling to face the truth because they have some kind of reservation, but it's behind their back now. So that was in the past. So they went after this desire thing of worth, this worthy desire. It didn't work for them. It didn't work for them. Somebody else got it. And it was some kind of blessing. It would have fulfilled their hopes, their wishes, and dreams. So we might be the epitome of the thing that they hope and wish for. Duh, if the star cards are on our side and they feel like they weren't chosen, well, poor baby. I don't need to throw it in your face, but it's still a no, ho. It's still a no. Yeah, so they're feeling stuck. Things are decaying for them. Well, here's the deal. It's because they're not with God. They need to find that eternal union with the divine, and then that will manifest in a physical. If you're in an eternal union, then that union will step into the physical through a member of the soul group, but it needs to be in the spiritual first. So they're needing to find tolerance because they're feeling not free. Their ego won't quiet down. So something's come to an end. They're going through an ego death, but right now it's just this inevitability sinking in. You know, happy people don't give in to that sinking feeling. Yeah, okay. You should be all smiles. And you'd rise and you'd settle the day. You should be all smiles and you'd rise and you'd sail away. Yeah, but happy people don't give in to sinking feelings. So they cursed themselves and they lost out. They tried it and they found out. And see, here's the thing. They did some kind of funny business, some kind of little mess, and we unbothered. Unbothered. Four of Cups. They're lukewarm, tepid, placid, flaccid, basic. No. They tried it, they effed around and they found out. So they damaged the connection. Or a person, probably a girl. Yeah, that's unfortunate, honey. I know that sucks. Rejection hurts, it stings, but you know, some of us can roll with rejection. I was talking to you about sales propositions. Let me tell you, you learn how to handle rejection in sales, okay? Ooh. We're about to have a lot of cards revisit. Okay. So they when they do make movements, so they need to learn from us instead of us trying to learn from them. And that's probably what they wanted. They probably wanted to teach us a few things because they came at us in a way, they came for us even, and it didn't work. It was a no. So again, we have the King of Cups, Queen of Cups on our side. We also had the King of Pentacles on our side, the Queen of Pentacles on their side. Really, now again, we have this Knight of Swords came back, but it came back with a bunch of Mars energy. So they're going to go to war. Because here's the deal, it's war. They need to learn to bury the hatchet, and that's what if they do come back and we let them back, that's what's going to happen. They don't think that yet, and that's not actually what they're going to try to do. But eventually, that's how everything will work out. Because I happen to see the whole timeline right now. That sinking feeling. Yeah, so Lanimika, they're an enemy to their own self. They ruin their own ish. And they are an adversary. They compete. And they're walking right into the tower right after they show they give it their whole behind to kiss. That's what's up. And so they messed themselves up. And now they're going to end up looking back at the past, looking at everything that they destroyed, trying to act a fool. And so that's why this Nine of Swords came out twice. Il Nemico is the Nine of Swords. Okay. So no, no, non grazie. Yeah, and so finally we got the Queen of Swords. You put up some kind of boundary. La Nimica too, that's the enemy. And this Judgment card came right back with the Tower. So they need an awakening, an epiphany. And this is a conflict resolution as well. They're going to end up trying to bury the hatchet because they're going to feel all kinds of ways about it. And that's just what's going to happen. I told you I saw the whole timeline, so that's what's up. I've done just as much as I can do to handle up on this, but that's what I got. I'm glad they made me come to the channel because this was actually very clear. Hope this helped somebody out there. It's an honor and a pleasure to serve you, darling. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. If you need anything from me, Queen, go ahead and let me know. There's information in the show notes, the about section, the description box. And until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, dandava, and ashe. As always, you can like, comment, share, subscribe, and remember that Vertex of Abundance is the galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. Where you have other viewing options. So thank you for making us one of yours, my dear. Again, my name is HMSG Priestess Abossi, and I was sent to deliberate the findings for this Lanimica. This is Desperado Pegelos, yes, desperate little hoe. The news to be seen, this Queen of Wands, who is needing us to choose them. This is a pick me, pick me, pick me. Well, with the Queen of Wands and the Seven of Swords, that could be a Jezebel, a Judas, a Jonas. She might be a lot more toxic than we thought. But ultimately, it said that they needed us to choose them. So that's Lanimika. They're their own worst enemy. Yeah, because it was all right there, and they just needed to learn to move a different way, and they couldn't learn that lesson. See, Seven of Swords, when it's benevolent energy, it means strategy, tactic, but you need cunning and you need truth. And they weren't willing to get to the bottom of that by having their own self-worth and value. They needed to do that la superbia, that ego thing, that peacocking. Look at me, look at me. Okay, well, this is a Jezebel, a Jonas, a Judas. That's what that means. So that's a no. That's a no, because that means you got a lot to learn, even if you have. Some people are so stupid, all they have is a degree. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. What do you think that means? Some people are so weak, all they have is their power, their might. Okay, so they need to strip themselves. So they try to repress in some kind of way. That's what that means, is what I'm getting. And that's unfortunate. So today we deliberated the findings from tarot, channeled by Aleister Crowley, illustrated by Lady Frida Harris. And we imposed the guidance from the Thought Tarot. We deliberated the findings from Antichi Tarocchi Italiani, Antichi Tarocchi Italiani, La Vera Stabila Italiani, and Mr. Daishista's Pantha Oracle. Okay. Until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, dandava, and ashe. Goodbye, everyone. Take good care of yourself. Okay, darling? Bye.